Hey guys, Dom here, back again with another Doom Eternal video. That's right, today we are going to be talking about the hands-on time I have had with the highly anticipated follow-up to the demonic FPS classic Doom Eternal, and answering in detail the question, is Doom Eternal really any better than its 2016 predecessor, and just how have id Software changed Doom's formula to address Doom 2016's lingering issues. Now, first of all, I'd like to say a thank you to, of course, Bethesda UK for presenting me the opportunity to have some hands-on time with Doom Eternal. I've had a blast with how much I've played so far, and I do intend on doing a full review for the game closer to its release, so please stand by for that. But for my opening statements on id Software's latest release is that Doom Eternal is f***ing brutal. And to elaborate on this, after playing Doom Eternal, returning to Doom 2016 feels so sluggish and more like a beta product in comparison to this brand new release. id Software have seriously reinvented Doom 2016's already successful formula and built upon it, creating something truly chaotic and beautiful, if I may say so. And if I'm being 100% honest with myself, when Doom Eternal was first announced, I was thinking to myself it would be kind of more of the same thing we experienced all the way back in 2016. And while I have previously spoken on my thoughts on Doom Eternal with high praise a few months back, but after playing it even more, my praise and approval for this frankly masterclass of a game has only risen beyond all expectations. Just to give you a picture of what we are dealing with here, Doom Eternal is at times seriously overwhelming in the best ways possible. I mean, for example, when my pal Camelworks told me that when he went to visit Bethesda's offices in Australia to test out Doom Eternal, Bethesda had brought in dogs to help players calm down during and after playtests. I mean, that's how crazy and hectic this game can really be. It's so in your face, it's so busy, that Bethesda thought it appropriate to bring in a comfort animal to help people calm down after playing this game. And I'll admit it, there were definitely times where I had to pause the game just to take a minute and to collect myself after experiencing a busy section or a mental level. Now, one of the main reasons this game is so impressive is its approach to enemy AI and how it will challenge the player continuously throughout the game. Whereas let's say in Doom 2016, one of the game's major flaws was how comfortable you felt just after playing a few short hours of the game. It was more of a fun simulation than having you truly engaged with what you are doing and the world around you. Whereas Doom Eternal never allows you to feel comfortable, introducing the player to new and incredibly clever enemy types throughout the game. Even from what I have heard, introducing new enemy types all the way up to the very end of the game. And with each new enemy type introduces new issues and challenging problems for the player to tackle head on. And if you don't have the right weapon type, if you don't have the right mod, equipment to take down this new enemy, then it looks like
back on the menu, boys!
I mean, in this game, you are going to be using your full arsenal. No two enemies are alike, and if you approach one enemy thinking you could take it down like another, then the game will kindly remind you that it ain't no basic bitch. This game requires you to be fully focused and engaged at all times. Doom Eternal is the most brutally intense choreographed dance to ever exist. One misstep and you'll find yourself in deep trouble. For example, as I stated, if you are not effectively damaging this new issue in an effective manner, you'll quickly find out that all those lower leveled demons you've been breezing through in the opening levels of the game now become much more of a major issue, as they now finally have a chance to gang up on you now that your attention has been diverted. I mean, id Software's approach to AI in this game is seriously no joke. They are not messing around here. But I'm not going to beat around the bush on this game. You will die a lot. Although at times you'll know exactly why and how you died. It's challenging, but it's not unfair. It just engages you in a way no other FPS game really has. Unlike Doom 2016, where the game kind of gives you a power trip. Not to say that you don't feel powerful in Doom Eternal, but that power is definitely more earned. It doesn't come without a challenge. Now, not only does the combat in this game require your full attention, but the environments do too, as id Software have introduced a bunch of new traversal mechanics to accommodate how hectic these enemies and environments can truly be. And getting from place to place and moving forward throughout the game can seriously be a challenge in its own right. Again, adding to your engagement within this game, as you swing off bars, jump from cliffside to cliffside, avoiding pools of lava and a strange purple substance that keeps you from running or dashing away. You'll also be faced with turrets, flaming whips, launch pads, puzzle pieces, traps, and so much more. In summary, to even progress through Doom Eternal outside of combat will be a challenge all in itself. And I have to say, what id Software have created with these environmental puzzles is truly genius. It 100% engages the player outside of combat and within the world, like again no other game really has. There will be times that this game just leaves you stumped and will require you to really think outside of the box just so you can get from point A to point B. And I will be the first to admit that there will be a lot of trial and error during these types of situations. Again, it doesn't feel unfair. It just engages you within the world like no other game has. And it's rewarding once you finally figure out this puzzle or this environmental puzzle piece. It really requires you to be so engaged within the world. It's just genius. And I have to say that. Like most of my experience with Doom Eternal, nothing is handed to you. And to be honest, that's a great thing, and was something that was missing from Doom 2016. Also, in certain areas of the game, you will be challenged at both ends of the spectrum, where you will be trying to solve an environmental puzzle piece while simultaneously having to fend off a bunch of new enemy types that will also be flying around the map with you, as well will also be attacking you on the ground. And with all of these elements confronting you all at once, this game is again seriously aggressive and sometimes visually assaulting in all of the best ways possible. It just leaves you in awe of this awesomeness that is truly happening around you. And this chaotic dance will just leave you wanting to play more. Now, this video has gone on for quite a while at this point, so I won't say everything I can just yet, as I do wish to save some of the features for the full review coming up again closer to release. These are just some of my detailed thoughts on how Doom Eternal has changed for the better, and how, more importantly, Doom Eternal kicks 2016's ass. But during my playtime, I did want to highlight some of the tiny issues I came across while playing this game. The first being that sometimes during the traversal sections of the game, my character wouldn't cling to the cliffside, causing me to, of course, fall off and die and having to restart that section. But actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it was just one section of the game, so I don't believe this may be an overarching issue, as I didn't really come across this problem apart from one section of the game. The other being that sometimes during a heavy hectic session, I sometimes couldn't initiate my glory kills, as the demon would flash up ready for a glory kill, but my character would just do a normal standard melee instead, which was kind of awkward at times. But to be honest, with a game this hectic and with how much is happening around you, it's clear that something was bound to fall through the cracks at some points. Again, these were hardly an issue, but I thought for clarity's sake these were worth mentioning. But that being said, Doom Eternal is truly an amazing title, and one that I believe FPSs of the future will look up to as an example of how to really immerse players within the world they are in every single way. And I seriously cannot wait to play more of this game. As I said, I do plan on doing a full review closer to release, so please stand by for that. As a side note, I just want to say thank you all for your continued patience and support you've all shown me whilst I've been gone. As some of you may know, I've been going through a pretty serious situation recently, and I have to say seriously, thank you all so much for your kind words you've given me over the last few weeks. It's meant more to me than you know. But to conclude, Doom Eternal is beautifully fucking brutal, and I love it. So what do you guys think? Are you hyped to rip and tear through Doom Eternal? Let me know in the comments down below. Best ones get featured in the credits of these videos, and if you liked this video, hit that on that like and subscribe button, and until next time, please stand by.